Wait no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I am your host, Joseph, and it is here on this very podcast where we talk about the latest and greatest in PlayStation each and every Thursday. And alongside me, the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. What's up, Kyle? What's so funny, man?
I'm doing great. So when you do your intro,
yes,
you usually have your eyes closed because you're passionate and you're into it. Yes. And for some reason, because I'm so out of it, I'm so tired.
Same here, dude.
I was like trying to mouth along to you, and I realized how stupid it looked, probably, and that's why I was laughing. I was like, Kyle, stop. Oh. You're not adding anything of value right now. Just stop.
No, I love it. I love it. You're pulling the Sean Capri of the Xbox Drive. Kyle, we got actually a lot of news to talk about. We got Dreams is getting a release window, kind of, sort of, not really. We're going to talk...
And I brought my tissues for saying goodbye to a certain special...
It's time to let the Vita die. But before we talk about and give our farewell to the Vita, Kyle, what have you been playing?
All right, so I've been playing two things.
Yeah.
One a little bit last night, and one since we recorded last week. So I'll talk about the one last night that I started. I hopped into Apex Legends.
Ooh, how did you like it? This is your first time in Apex.
First time playing. I played with Steven Fontana, who is one of the podcast hosts and writers for Nintendo Dual Screens. He's fantastic. So go check him out. He was showing me the ropes. It took a lot of getting used to. I died very quickly, very often.
Because you're not a multiplayer guy, so you're...
Well, I enjoy shooters, but it's just the fact that I wasn't sure what weapons to pick up. When I started the game, the texture thing wasn't loaded in.
Yeah, like the sky wasn't loaded in. It was weird.
Oh, that was like game 6.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go on my Twitter, and I one time when we played, everything was like trippy.
Yeah.
And like moving, and it was weird. I was running into walls when I didn't see walls. It was bad.
But overall, how was your experience with Apex?
Apex is fun.
Yeah?
Apex is super fun. I understand why people love it. I love how when the squad drops, you stick together. It's a really tiny thing, and you have the option to go off on your own if you want. But I really like that.
Yeah.
It helps ease the pressure off me because I don't know where I'm going. And so, like, here, you just pick a spot and tell me where to go, and I'll just start picking stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm eager to play. I want to play with you, Joe.
Yes, let's do it. This weekend, let's go.
I think it'd be great. Yeah, it's a great game.
All right, awesome. Anything else? Because I know you've been very busy.
I have been busy, but I'm carving out time on my Nintendo Switch. What?
Oh, get it out of here.
This is a PlayStation podcast. How
dare you, sir?
Tetris 99 is awesome, Joe. It is so... good.
Better than Tetris Effect? It can't be.
So I actually went back and played Tetris Effect yesterday to see how it compared.
I saw that on the friends list.
Yep. They're two different things.
Okay.
Tetris 99 is very much you need to be in the zone. You need to be focused. There's more strategy to it. Tetris Effect is more like your
calm down,
chill out puzzle Tetris.
And this one's balls to the wall. Here you go.
This one is so good. Once you figure out who to aim for and to send your garbage box at, and how to build your Tetrises to get a full Tetris and the combos, it feels so good. I have 4 wins. I want to try to get a win.
4 wins.
I have 4 wins, man.
Holy crap! Because that game gets super intense at the end. Like I was watching it, and my anxiety, I just can't even touch that game. It's holy crap.
It's so good. When you're in the zone and you're just hitting on everything, and the Tetranemos are falling in exactly where you want, it just feels like pure gaming gameplay.
Okay.
From when I was little. I love it. I can't wait to play. I finally have a reason to play my Switch again. I know, shocking, but like, and it came in a Tetris Battle Royale game.
Yeah.
Never thought that would happen.
That's amazing.
I'm so excited for it.
That's amazing. Well,
what about
Kyle,
you, Joe? What have you been playing?
I've been playing really just a lot of Apex Legends. This is, Robbie Bobby Miller. This is the new thing. We're going to just put another tally on there. It's just a game I just can't stop playing, man. Like, even when I'm alone, I am 1 trophy away from getting a symbolic platinum.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so all I got to do is reach level 50, and there's no platinum in this game, which, Respawn, how dare you? But, yeah, it's amazing. I love this game, and I'm getting really good at it. I am learning. I'm like ninja levels good.
Who is your character? Because that was something I was kind of fooling around with.
I found that my main, the person I like to play as the most is Bangalore, and she's the offensive character. I like when you shoot at her and you miss, like the bullets that come near you actually enhances you and makes you run faster when you're taking fire. It's awesome. So you can actually in a close firefight, you can actually trip the guy up really good. If he's missing one shot, you could take that advantage and kind of just use that momentum to your advantage and get the kills. And that's what I do. I just go in, I rush in, and yeah, man, it is nuts. It's crazy. I've gotten at least 20-ish wins in Apex so far.
Sweet.
And I've been playing with Luke Lore of the Xbox Drive, and I've been playing with Antonio Guillen of Switch Talk and the Nintendo Village. And I'm just doing name drops to name drop. Yeah. And I love, because these guys, right, they're Xbox guys. They don't know any better, right? Poor them. They're like, oh, Xbox players, they're just superior to PlayStation players. But they're always begging me to be on their team. They're like, Joe, please turn on your Xbox. We need wins. I'm like, oh, well, but I'm a PlayStation player. We suck, But yeah, that's all I've been able to play, just because it's so much fun, and at the same time, school, man, it is crushing me to death. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. And with that, Kyle, let's get into the Goobers, shall we? The first story on the Goober is that Rocket League's Friends update now allows you to create a cross-platform parties, and this comes from Push Square. Kyle, take it away.
Last month, Rocket League joined Fortnite as one of PlayStation 4's only games to support cross-console compatibility. Psyonix? Wow. Psyonix's? That's weird.
Psyonix Eye?
Yeah. I don't know what the apostrophe is. That's kind of weird. Psyonix evergreen arcade game has featured cross-platform play from the beginning between PS4 and PC. But now, players on any system can play together. With this new game update, it will also be much easier to do so with your pals. The latest patch to hit the game lands today on PS4 and introduces an in-game system friends list. In addition to showing your PS4 friends, this new feature will also introduce Rocket ID, a universal method of finding specific players across all platforms. A specific tab in the friends list will show you your cross-platform buddies, and you'll be able to add new players by searching their Rocket ID rather than their platform-specific username. Using this new system, you're able to create parties and clubs with anyone, regardless of the system they're using.
This is awesome, right?
Yeah.
This is Sony getting the message. Last week, we were talking about a lot of people like, Sean Layden's lying about crossplay. And you're seeing it right here, proofs in the pudding. This is awesome. This is something that needs to happen now with more games.
Yeah.
Right? This is the next domino to fall. I'm wondering, what is the next game to be crossplay enabled, Kyle? What are your thoughts? What game is it going to be next?
I mean, we kind of just talked about it earlier. Why isn't Apex Legends? Do you have any shot at them doing it?
I know I think they said cross progression is not a thing because of how they developed it, but they're actively working for it. Okay. And this needs to happen already. Last week we had this conversation, and I was having another one with Luke Lore earlier today of, well, was Sean Layden lying when he was just like, oh, just talk to a PlayStation, manager and they'll hook you up. And then you have developers going, we have been asking. We haven't gotten the hookup. It's not that easy, Sean Layden. I want to go back to you on this. Do you think Sean Layden was lying about that? Or is Sony lying about their ability to crossplay or their readiness to crossplay? Do you think they're lying, or do you think they're incompetent or ignorant to it? Like, is there? Yeah. Sorry, incompetence rude. Is there something down the middle where the management is not getting what the upper management, what the higher ups are saying? Like, is there a break in the command?
I think it's more that line of thought, because I find it very dangerous to come right out and say that, oh, they're lying straight up. Like, that's kind of not rude, because like it's a company, but like it's something where accusing someone of lying is probably one of the worst offenses in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
When you're outside of Like you're not part of it. So who are you to say, oh, you're lying type of thing? Yeah. I do think it's a miscommunication thing, and I'm sure that the upper heads, execs like Sean Layden and former Andy House and all, and
right, all the higher ups are getting it. I get it.
They have what they want, and then something got lost down the line probably, and these project managers who these developers are speaking to, just probably are misinformed or not.
There has to be
understand what it is.
Yeah, I think we're looking at this from, like 20 feet above sea level type of deal, where we're seeing the outside of it. We're seeing what Sean Layden has said, and we're seeing what developers have said. And then there's this gray area where we don't know what's being told at Sony. Is this all a show or not? And we're getting our mats out and we're just jumping to conclusions.
Yeah. And
that's why, to me, I'm just like, why would Sean Layden go out there and say, oh, yeah, just talk to a representative if that isn't the case? If they knew that, look at companies are getting more bolder as the months go when it comes to crossplay. They knew someone would come out and go, we've asked, and it's no. Like, that's not a good look for them. Like, looking like a liar is something you don't want to do when you are a speaking head for a company. And we're going to talk about that later for sure.
I also think, like, if PlayStation and Sean didn't want to talk about it, there was a better way to word that.
Yes.
Instead of saying, just talk to a PlayStation representative and they'll hook you up.
Yeah.
There probably would have been some business speak in there where we're looking into it, but we have nothing to really talk about at this time. Jargon.
Yeah.
Like,
and
why would he not? Why would he say, like, oh, just talk to a PlayStation representative when he was so dead set against it and he has this other viewpoint? He would have. Sony would have made sure there was a more politically correct way to respond to that question.
How dare you? Next goober on the list is and this one's gonna hurt you. Would you like me to read this goober?
No, I think I can.
Are you sure?
I can. Yeah, I can.
It's time to pour one out for the PlayStation Vita. Production is set to end in Japan soon. This comes from Push Square. Let it rip, Kyle.
Sony already announced last year that it will end production of physical PlayStation Vita cartridges by March 31st. And now it looks like it's done building the hardware, even in its native Japan, where the device has lived a slightly longer life than the rest of the world. On the official Japanese PlayStation website, it mentions that both the jet black and aqua blue SKUs of the portable will cease shipping soon, meaning that the platform holders finished making them.
I'm so sorry, Kyle. That was a moment of silence for the PlayStation Vita. Eric writes in via Casa de Badbit's Discord server and asks, do you believe that Sony will ever try to make a portable handheld again, after learning from their mistakes with the Vita and hopefully port almost all of that game's library to it, or at least bring the best games of the Vita as a bundle similar to Rare's Replay on the PlayStation 4/PlayStation 5?
I don't think the Rare Replay thing is a thing that will happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe their next, like, gimmick mini system is, like, the best of Vita on a portable thing.
Oof. Type of thing. Well, listen, they don't do classic consoles well.
I know that, and the moment it came out of my mouth,
you regretted it. Listen,
I felt shame.
Audience, listen, we're both very tired. There's been a blizzard in our area. Yeah. It's been a day.
So if we say some crazy things,
which we are, and we will.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we're so sorry.
I think Sony will 100% be in portable handhelds again. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to take some time. I think they're going to look at what went wrong with the Vita, and learn from their mistakes. I mean, the Vita proprietary memory card was stupid.
Yes,
like that is awful. They're still way too expensive, and I think they're just going to learn from their mistakes. And I think they'll be back. I think they're also taking some lessons from the Switch. And
what it's doing right.
Exactly. What are they? Yeah, exactly. What are they doing right, and what can we add to this?
Yeah. To me, I think the future is not the Vita, and I've said this on podcast episode after podcast episode. Kyle, close your eyes.
Oh no.
What if I told you the Vita successor? You already own it. Open your eyes. Look at your phone.
Oh
That's
no.
where the future of their portable gaming is going.
That
I
would be so sad.
I honestly, God, think it is an app on your phone and you're streaming the games, kind of like with xCloud, what they want to do, right? Bring PlayStation everywhere. I just feel like that is the logical next step for the next generation. And to be honest with you, Kyle, if they offer a solution like a controller or a grip that you're able to like own, if they have like a peripheral for, the controller rather than just wireless connectivity between console and pairing between controller and game app, I think that it could be a big success. And I think that would be really awesome because isn't that what we want? True, not handheld light or console light experiences, but true, this is a console on the go. Because that's why people love the Switch so much, right? It's a console without any of the drawbacks of a handheld. It's a console experience on the go, not console light or almost like a console, but it is a console experience on the go.
But I feel like with the Switch, it's specifically built to handle games, and I feel like phones, as awesome as they are, they're not quite there yet for what I want my Vita to do, or
True.
what I think the Switch does really well. And let's not. I mean, there's data plans, and we saw the Vita AT&T 3G version. That was awful. I think if they go that way, it'll be disappointing. Just because, like, my phone is on its way out, and the screen's not big enough. I don't like the touchscreen button things.
Sure.
But we'll see what happens. I wish there's another handheld. If it's a Vita 2 or another PSP like thing, I think
that's what Nasty Boots also writes in, because he's saying, for the most part, Nasty Boots writes in saying, will the PlayStation PS5 or some sort of device play second fiddle to what Nintendo has done with the Switch, because Sony loves Nintendo. And
they do.
I honestly don't think that's the case. I honestly don't see them going into handheld the way that so many of the PlayStation audience want them to, because they've never found big success in the handheld market. Whereas I think
PSP was good.
I think it sold relatively well, but the reason why it sold so well was because you could pirate games so easily onto it, right? And like Vita didn't sell because of like X, Y, and Z, what you just stated before, right? Expensive memory cards, the 3G thing. Oh my God, the AT&T bullcrap.
So stupid.
Yeah, it was dumb. And if Sony learns from that angle of what didn't work with the Vita, and then goes, okay, well, what works on a tablet? What works on your computer? What works on your TV screen? And how to mesh all those together, I think that's really looking at a big picture solution rather than saying, let's make this $200, $300 device that may or may not sell. And I know it's not the thing you want to hear, but I think that's the truth. God's honest truth.
I guess so. R.I.P. Vita. I'll still play you every single week when I'm at work, but rest in peace.
Rest in peace indeed. Kyle, we're getting to the news pretty fast. We need to cool it. What's the next story on the Goober?
All right. Next Goober is Google is holding a gaming keynote next month at GDC 2019. This Goober comes from DualShocker, so go ahead and give him a click. We've known for quite some time that Google has been planning to dip its toes a bit more into the gaming scene, and now it seems that they're ready to unveil a bit more of what they've been working on. Announced this morning via invitations to the event, Google revealed that it will be holding a presentation centered around video games during GDC next month in San Francisco. The keynote will take place exactly 1 month from today, on Tuesday, March 19th, at 10 a.m. PST or 1 p.m. EST. Other than these brief details, Google gave no other explanation of what to expect.
So this is interesting because they gave press passes, and honestly, what I thought was them having a closed doors presentation and talking to developers and try to shake hands with as many devs as they could. But this is very interesting. We're about to see something really big.
Do you, though? Do you really think we're going to see something big?
Honestly, Kyle, I do. because they're like, this is we're inviting the press in. We're not telling you what this is, but you know that we have a streaming service, right? Because we just practiced it in the fall and to very, very awesome success. I heard people who were playing on netbooks saying it was a fine experience. I heard people with lousy internet had a fine experience.
Nothing sells you on something than fine experience.
Yeah, no, it does, because if a person playing on a piece of crap is having an all right experience, then what about us? Or what about me, who has good internet, who has a decent enough, MacBook, or has a decent enough rig? That's awesome. What do you think about this? What do you think about this news? Do you think Sony should be scared?
I don't think Sony should be scared. And the reason why is this screams to me the same type of parallel to Steam boxes.
Really?
So many other different versions of Steam boxes. I remember working at GameStop at the time, and we got like a whole little press thing about it to be prepared, and all the different versions that people could pre-order and different price points and whatever. And no one really did it at my store. And I feel like if you were going to get something like this, you would just get a PC.
Right.
So I don't know if this Google thing is maybe not from a hardware per se, but like a store or something. I don't know.
So, okay, let me stop you right there. What is Google going to announce? Is this just strictly a streaming service? And we do know that they have something called the codename Yeti, a hardware. What do we think this is? Do you think this is just an app that maybe Steam and the Epic Store should be more afraid of than PlayStation or Microsoft?
That's where I'm leaning towards, where the digital stores are going to have more competition. Unless Google bought out Ouya, and we're getting Ouya too. And
Please no. Please no.
I don't. This doesn't really excite me in a way.
Really?
And it doesn't, because I already have my PlayStation. I already have my Switch. People have their Xbox. They have their Steam, which is kind of not great now. You got the Epic Game Store, which has been killing it from what I've seen.
Right.
It's just another place to go get games, I feel like. And
so do you think maybe the marketplace is already saturated enough? I mean, when you look at the PC marketplace, you have Steam, you have GOG, you have the Epic Game Store. I mean, there was an outcry. There was an outcry on the PC nerd side that the Epic Game Store was buying up exclusives, right, with Metro and The Division, and people weren't happy about that. Google entering the marketplace, is this just, it's another app that I have to download, or can it be, this is another app I have to download, let me give it a shot because it's Google?
Yeah. I'm leaning towards people being excited to download this as a streaming service and as a digital store, because like you said, it is Google.
Right.
Google loves how everything is integrated, so maybe it integrates with your podcast and your Google Play Store, and you already have all your mobile things you could play here in a different way. But it's not something that I'm jumping up and down like, ooh, right, Google's coming out with something. They're already a big player elsewhere.
Right. But that's the thing, is like, can they take what people like from Google, right? Like their productivity side of things. Google Drive, it's what we're using right now. Very convenient, right? Oh, yeah. People love their phone marketplace, their phone ecosystem. I assume, I'm an Apple user, but hey, I'm gonna be nice. I'm assuming people love them because they sell crazy well. So could that translate to, well, I like my phone, I like this Chromebook that I have, let me give this app a try, right? Like, yeah, I'm a PlayStation guy, but if this ecosystem and Google's doing something really unique here, I want to try it out.
I mean, yeah, it's possible.
I think, to me, Sony should be concerned, and I think that's why you see them more apprehensive as of late. Like the last episode, please watch the last episode. No, you probably did, because the last episode was awesome, ratings wise. So like, you guys know, last episode we talked about that interview with Sean Layden, and they talked about very openly, Apple's coming in, Google is coming in. These are two huge entities. How are you going to adapt? And we talked about it, right? You have this shakeup at Sony happening right now, where people are exchanging positions to make sure that they fit in the right place so that they can roll out the PlayStation 5. But I do think you are right to a degree. You know, Google can have a killer app, but they need a killer app. Like, I have not heard, and maybe there's something in acquisition. Thank you. Man, I, unlike my president, don't have the best words. You know, maybe there's something or someone they bought that we don't know of right now. And they'll be like...
That's what would get me hyped. If they come out and say, so-and-so's next game is exclusive to this.
And I think that's where you may run into the problem the Epic Store has, where, let's just say they come out and they're like, we bought EA, and Anthem 2 is exclusive to the Yeti, right? I don't think that's going to bring the success you want it to be. Because I feel like, well, you know, Anthem 1, 2, and 3 were, you know, or Anthem 1, 2, and 3. Anthem 1 was on my PlayStation. Why can't it be the next one be on my PlayStation as well? I don't think you can see those huge acquisitions. I do think there are smaller developers, though, that Google can try to get. But, yeah, you do have a point. There's already these established ecosystems that have established years of fan audience, of fan retention, right? Like, the Xbox has their people. They have Halo, they have Gears, they have Forza, they have Crackdown 3. You know, you have Sony with their exclusives, you have Nintendo with theirs, and the loyalists that are there because of their games are just so freaking awesome. That's why you buy a console to begin with. So, to me, I think Sony should be concerned because of what they can offer service-wise, but if their first party is not strong with Google, then I think Sony has some time to improve on their services, but they need to improve on it fast.
Sure, that I agree with. They need to be able to keep up with the pack.
Yeah, Kyle, you got anything more to add to this story?
No, but I will be checking it out just to see because I am curious.
Okay,
but even though I'm not thrilled.
All right. Well then, Kyle, let's get to the next story, shall we? Or sorry, next Goober.
Beat Games working with Subpack to bring deaf players to Beat Saber. This comes from DualShockers, and it's awesome. Video games have, of late, been made to be more accessible. We're seeing titles such as The Division 2 and Crackdown 3 feature menu narration. We're seeing games such as Marvel Spider-Man and Far Cry New Dawn feature customizable subtitles. Even Apex Legends strays from the norm of Battle Royale and introduces communications outside of voice chat. Beat Saber appears to be the next game trying to include more players, specifically the deaf community. Beat Saber is a rhythm-focused game which has players following the beat of fast-paced music as they make use of VR controllers to swing two lightsabers and cut oncoming sequential blocks. Of course, deaf players could currently be playing the title but using visuals as a guide, unable to fully experience the musical side of the game. This is where Beat Games CEO Jaroslav Beck comes in. I believe that Beat Saber in VR is one of the most intense ways how to experience music today. We're starting our collaborations with the deaf community, Subpack, and Oculus to bring this special experience to everyone. Thank you for all the help.
So, obviously, this isn't Sony news, but this is something really awesome, and I thought I'd share it. You know, like, you know, Seamus on, you know, 2 episodes back, you know, I want to stick to that. Something awesome happened in gaming today. And this is really awesome. This is something like, yeah, we've seen in games like Apex Legends where, yeah, if you can't, like last night I was playing with Luke Lore on Xbox, and I held select, and then this keyboard popped up, and I just typed what I needed to say, like, the Xbox app crashed because of course it did. And then, like, a robot voice comes in like, the Xbox app crashed. Of course it did. And it's awesome. Like, it's really awesome. And they have ways to, like, if someone is talking and they might have something offensive to say, like, the game chat knows that, which is pretty awesome. Like, if someone has a ridiculous name, like, I don't know, like Awesome Schlong, it'll just be like, Awesome SCHO. Like, it's just like, it'll start spelling it out.
Yep.
So that, like, it's awesome. And to see more accessibility in games is beautiful because everyone should be able to play a game.
Absolutely.
And we take it for granted every day.
And give credit to where credit's due. Shout out to Microsoft for seeming to be, like, on the forefront and really getting the ball rolling. And I fully believe between them and Able Gamers with Steven Spoon and other gaming.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Charities?
Outreaches.
Yeah.
The disabled gamers to be able to play.
Yeah.
Again, the same way as everyone else is awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see this. I think I have an idea of how they're going to do this, and that just makes me happy.
How do you think is the way they're going to do this?
I think they're going to come up with like a thing you wear where you can feel the vibrations.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple of deaf people at my college, and they would routinely go to concerts to feel the vibrations.
Yeah.
Of the speakers, and they really enjoyed that. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I know the same thing. Like they would stand in the crowd, and then the vibrations from the floor to their body, and that's how they dug it. And like it's a beautiful thing, and I love that this is getting more spotlight. Like I love the things like crossplay, and more importantly, this have been the forefront of the gaming conversation as of late. Yeah. And it's awesome. It's
great way
so beautiful.
To start 2019.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Awesome job. Sony, hey, guess what? You need an adaptive controller. If Microsoft, let Microsoft in. Please. This is awesome. Okay? Let money walk for a second here. Let people use this. Yeah. This is amazing.
Don't let that speech at the Game Awards go without anything coming out of it. You guys are all on stage together. Mm-hmm. You need to talk to each other, and this should be at the forefront of what you were talking to Microsoft about.
Dude, perfect way to transition to the next. Perfect. Kyle, what's the next story on the Goober?
Dreams Creator Early Access launches this spring. This comes from the PlayStation blog.
Ooh.
We have decided to go live and release Dreams into Early Access on PlayStation 4 this spring. Early Access won't have everything that the full version of Dreams will, but you'll get 100% of the same Dreams tools that we have used every day at Media Molecule to make our content, as well as fun, deep interactive tutorials catering for all skill sets and levels, and Media Molecule crafted arcade games ready to play and remix. If you joined us during the beta period and published your assets, you'll also have your beta creations to return to. Along the way, we'll be adding more features, tutorials, arcade levels, and assets during the early access period as we build towards the full slate of launch content. Early access is for creators who want to be a part of the Dreams experience from the beginning. People who will create, play others' creations, get involved in the social features of Dreams, and give us feedback. If you are a creator, this is definitely for you. The Dreamiverse needs curators, tastemakers, and testers. This is a great opportunity to carve out your niche. The most important thing is to know that the Dreamiverse is going to form around you. So if that gets you excited, early access is for you. If you participated in the beta and felt like Dreams wasn't fully featured enough for you yet, or you wanted more Media Molecule game content, then early access might not be for you. We're working on all those things during this period so that you have everything you need on your first day in the Dreamiverse.
That's awesome.
Dreams Early Access is a strictly limited release to ensure that we have a chance to listen to all of you. So be sure to snag your copy as soon as you can.
So this is pretty cool. Dreams Early Access will be available digitally. I can't say words today. Through the PlayStation Store this spring, priced at $29.99 MSRP. If you live in Canada and have fake money, it's $39.99 MSRP in Canada. So this is an awesome press release, and we took it. It was a lot, and thank you, Kyle, for reading that. Yeah, there was even more that I cut out because they were just so thankful in the beginning. Yeah. And you can see that, like, they're really, the support that they've gotten over the past few weeks has just reignited that fire, and they're so happy.
I mean, you got to think about it. The first time we kind of saw what Dreams was the Move controllers controlling those clay figures back like when PS4 was first revealed. And so it's been a long time coming, and I'm so happy for them to finally get a full package in people's hands and
That's
get
what
them to
said.
Experience.
God damn it. Oh, there's one in every episode, Kyle. There's one in every episode, and I nailed it. That's what she said, too. Oh, God, I'm good.
I loved the beta. Yeah. It was great. And seeing how pretty soon we're going to get a early access where I can still play other people's amazing things and learn the tools and see what I can create is awesome. And for $30, yeah.
Yeah, and this is really awesome. Like, the one thing that they mentioned here is that all the beta creations, everything you created, you get to return to. all the same tools you get to return to. So it's not like everything's erased. It's right where you left off. So you can keep on creating. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That is so rad. So it's $29.99 for this early access.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the price of dreams?
I mean, I'm trying to think of how Minecraft did it.
I think Minecraft is legitimately like $20-$30.
And it was in like beta early access forever.
Yeah. And then it was out of it. Yeah. Microsoft bought it. They put Gears of War stuff in there. It's still
people want to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really think that this is the price.
Damn. If this is the price, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is really, really awesome. And actually, like, into a certain degree, it opens up that idea of, okay, this is $30. I was about to say, Sony's being so generous. But it's like, this is $30.
Yeah.
And they say the Dreamiverse. They're obviously talking about microtransactions of some sort. Right?
No.
I mean, sorry, let me take that back. Okay. Oh man, this isn't a Microsoft or EA game. Let me go back to this. When I mean microtransactions is they're going to open up a storefront where you go, here's this game that guy A, B, or C made. And they have the opportunity to sell that thing. Or do you think it's going to be like kind of be like a Reddit in sorts? I get Reddit is bad.
So in the beta, the Dreamiverse is there, and it's basically just you hopping between dream and dream, and it's just people's content, much like Little Big Planet. I really do not think they're going to monetize anyone's creations or give people the ability to do that, because I don't feel like that's the nature of the game. Okay. It's really a whole lot of see what I can create, see what's in my head, come on in, play it. If you enjoy it, great. And just sharing and just experiencing different things.
But okay, so I'm walking in, right? I'm Shawnee Boy Layden. That's my nickname I give him. Remember, we're on a first name basis.
That's Sean walks PSN in. Name, right?
Yeah, well, it is. Someone is probably out there. And he's just like, we've spent God knows how much years on this game. Okay, $30 is not gonna cut it. Because how much money they've poured into this game, you have to assume with like the amount of people working there, the marketing, it's obviously somewhere in the millions, right? They want a return on investment here.
Sure.
Would you be disappointed if you see like, oh, here's a Last of Us pack for $5?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like more like assets to use in.
Yeah, more like inside. Quick access, like kind of like the Unity store with Ubisoft.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think it would disappoint me because Little Big Planet, they did that with that.
Okay.
And I think if they do want to have Media Molecule make their own new levels from time to time, and they might charge for that.
Right.
But I don't want to see people like you and me and their creations
just locking them up behind a paywall.
Yeah, I don't want that. And as far as like Sony worried about losing money, I truly believe that Sony views this as an investment, and then they'll see how great these creators are, and using this game engine, and that they're gonna pluck like the best of the best, and it might be working for Sony, creating games
or like, company A, B, C, or D.
Exactly, and I think they might even use this engine and like shell that out for other studios to use, type of thing.
I'm being real salty today. And I just needed that. I'm just in a bad mood. I came in with a bad mood. It's just awesome to see with Dreams, and it goes to show Sony's dedication to what Dreams is.
Yeah.
This game, like more than 5 years in development, different Sony at the time, Luke Lore, different management, and why am I going after you, Luke? We're such buddies. But like, it's a different Sony, right?
Yeah.
And they're just like, make this game. And then some execs leave, like Andy House, and I steal his mail all the time, man. This week, oh my God, you're gonna, whew. And they're still like, yeah, do what you're doing, just be weird. Sure, we're behind it,
It's given the team confidence.
And then this game comes out, and it's not a Crackdown situation where everybody's mixed on it, where everybody's like, well, it's better than what we thought it would be. It's like everybody's in love with this. Like, it was kind of like the opposite effect of, like, everybody was kind of down on this game in the beginning. They see what this game can be. They see the creations that Siri just woke up. Dumb. Siri, you dumb bitch. But, like, seriously, no, iPhone. You know what?
You said seriously.
Kyle, I can hear you. I'll switch to a Pixel, I swear to God. But no, it's like, it's awesome to see where it's like the opposite reaction of like people going in there and have them kind of be down on it. And then it's the opposite reaction of like, the game's so awesome. It feels like they did not go back on their promise of what this game was. Like, there was no sacrifices to what this game is. I'm so excited to see these creations, and God knows what I'm going to create, not dreams. I'm going to create fucking nightmares.
And you know what? There's going to be a ton of people, and that is their sole reason going in here. It's to view other people's ridiculous things. It's like the dark place of YouTube.
Yeah. Oh,
like
no.
Where you get those really weird videos.
Dude.
You know for sure there's going to be those in dreams.
Oh, my God. Yeah, like creepypasta, I think they're called, right? Yeah. Oh, my God, there is. But I mean, like, me just, like, making a stick figure, and it's just, like, it looks like it's dying. And not because I wanted it to, it's because my artistic ability is just ass. My stick figure man's like, kill me.
When you rotate around the stick figure, none of the sticks are attached.
Oh,
They're like all over the place and kind of janky. And
so here's the deal. I think what we're going to do when Dreams comes out, I'm going to have a Dreams episode. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a Dreams impressions, like a Dreams impression cast, and it's all going to be done through Dreams.
Yeah.
And I want to see how it turns out.
I said that the moment this was
I know, I'm stealing
kind of
your
a
idea,
thing,
Kyle. I'm stealing your ideas.
I'm not going to stand for it. I said
awesome.
I want to put a whole episode of this show inside Dreams. And I think that'd be so cool. And the thing is, when I said it then, I didn't think it was possible. Mm-hmm. But it totally is. It is totally possible.
So this is a day one for both of us?
Yes.
Again, I want to try to create, and I want to see what tools are there, and I want to come at it as a person whose artistic ability is like, guys, real talk. Oh. This is my handwriting right here, okay? Can you see this? It's bad. Yeah. Ignore the coffee stand. This is bad. So,
I'm with you, though. It's going to be a while for me to learn the tools and learn how to do everything. And it's going to take me a long time before I can even make like a human being character. It's going to take a while. But you know what? I'm going to stick with it.
Kyle, prepare the drop. It is here on this part of the podcast because there are so many things every single week. The latest and greatest lands on the PlayStation Store, but we filter it out and we pick one game with one description. And Kyle, you pick yours because I don't have the window up right now.
I mean, I kind of feel like we touched on what yours is.
Oh, it's definitely Anthem.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely Anthem. Dude, I'm so pumped for this game. And again, from what I've seen of the gameplay, I want to be Iron Man. It's dope. I don't care if the story sucks a little bit. Sure, it sucks that I got to go back into the menu and figure something out, but it is what it is. You know? What's your game, Kyle?
Out of the drop,
yes,
one game kind of stuck out to me.
Okay.
One game. One said, eh. This one's called Daggerhood. Comes out on PS4 and PS Vita. Daggerhood sets its sights on stealing the king's gold. Every man should have a skill, and for Vincent S. Daggerhood, his skill is thieving. Armed with a dagger he can throw and reclaim by teleporting to his current position, he's going to need your help. It sounds cool.
Sounds dope.
It's like a roguelike game. Yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah. Okay, so it's that part of the podcast. Wow, I just ran out of steam. Let me get some more coffee in me. All
right, Joe.
Kyle, it's that time of day.
Sometimes you have to have those type of outbursts.
Let me hear it. Sometimes
that wasn't even an outburst. That was the wrong word. I'm tired.
We're so tired. We're no steam here. Oh God, there was one person that came up on the latest episode of Bad Big Games going, hey, do you have a Patreon? Because I would love to support you. And I'm like, yeah, the that time, that place, we'll get there when we get there. He's listening to this right now. He's just like, you owe me money. It's that time of the episode where I tell you guys that I have Andrew House's snail mail. Now, me and Andrew...
about owing people money for destroying his property.
He's never caught me. You're not breaking the law if you don't get caught.
You were face to face last week, you said.
Yeah, but I overcame it. Did he catch me?
I don't know what happens in the confines of Andrew
Honestly,
House's house.
Well, exactly. I'm here today, so he didn't get me at all. Here's the deal, right? Every single week, you could theoretically tweet at us at PS Trophy Room. You could theoretically, if you make it through the huge walls of Casa de Badbit into the Discord, you get to answer or ask us questions every single Wednesday before we record this episode. Or you could just send your mail to Andrew House and I get to steal it each and every week. Which this week, he sent me a carrier. Right, literally a little boy in a leotard. He ran to me.
Wait, like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's Andrew's life. I don't dictate. And he knocks on my door. He's like, "Pip pip cheerio! I got a message from Andrew House, former CEO, president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, sir. I got a message for you. Would you like me to read it?" I'm like, holy shit. This little guy, he's about, I don't know, 4 feet tall. He has a bowl haircut, very slender. I'm very concerned that this kid's malnourished. He just ran. I was just like, "Do you need some OJ? Do you need a drink?" He's like, "No, sir. I don't need to want to I need to read this goddamn message." And he's like, "Andrew House has invited..." I can't stick with the accent. I feel like it's offensive. And he's just like, "Andrew House has invited me to Versailles in France."
Oh.
I know. And I'm like, holy shit.
History repeating itself.
Exactly. It's an accord. It's a famous accord. So I'm there. And he's just like, "Hello, Joseph. You have snucketh into my houseth for the last time. But we're here to make a gentleman's agreement." And I'm like, "Okay, what's the agreement?" And he's just like, "I need you to stop fucking breaking into my house. What if I just give you a goddamn P.O. box?" And you go, "This is Andrew House's P.O. box." And you just get it from there. And then I just go, "This is ridiculous. These terms are ludicrous. How will I get my rocks off if I'm not breaking into your house each and every night, walking into your cupboards, eating your Oreos, your whatever snacks you got, your licorice, because
these holes all over your house."
You know, Brits love their licorice, dude. They can't get enough for it. They're fiends for it. I steal this licorice all the time when I'm getting that mail, and I'm just like, these accords are outrageous. Not gonna deal with it. And then we talk for a couple of more hours, and he's just like, "As long as you pay for everything you've broke, I won't press charges, and you get my mail for life." And then I go, "Andrew, you don't get to make the rules here. You're watching my mouth. You didn't watch my hands." I take my hands.
Jesus.
I rip the mask off. It's a fucking robot. I T-1000 Andrew House, the dumb idiot. That was just a doppelganger sent there. T-1000. I made him in my garage. I was in Andrew House's house, stealing his mail, taking his licorice. His Turkish motherfucking delights were all mine, Kyle.
So, Turkish delights. Good lord.
I was writing Aslan because he's British too, right?
Wow.
This question comes.
Did you get there through a wardrobe? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, they're British, dude. Their wardrobes go all different types of places. Also, if you know a guy, you could get into any British person's house by entering a wardrobe.
In a lot of entertainment, people always ask, especially like in comic book movies.
Sure.
Why did the villain turn out this way, and why did no one stop them? I feel like I'm watching it unfold over the past couple of weeks, and I don't know what to do.
It's nothing you can do. Famous Seamus writes in, oh, God, going, do you think Days Gone will sell well? I'm just thinking because I feel a lot of people are going to compare Days Gone to The Last of Us due to tone freakers / clickers comparison. Not to mention it'll come out the same week as MK11. I do hope it sells well, but I have a feeling this isn't going to be a system seller. So for me, I don't think this is a system seller, but I think it's going to do well. Right?
Yes. Absolutely.
And I also think MK11's just a different game. Entirely. It's just different genre that I don't think there's going to be a lot of cross-section between those types of gamers.
Also, Days Gone is April 26th, I feel like.
Yeah, same as MK11, I believe.
So, God of War released on April 20th last year.
420
and it sold fantastic.
Right next to Labo.
And it's oh yeah.
There's a squeaker, but he got through it. Kratos won.
Well, maybe that could be your villain mech suit, just made out of Labo. You just walk up to the house.
That was the video that broke me?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's going to sell extremely well.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be God of War levels of sales.
No.
Or Spider-Man levels.
Well, it's in that certain time frame of the year where a big game can do extremely well.
Yeah, it's true that. Yeah. Grouchy Surge writes in, with what seems to be the lack of first-party titles in 2019, what are the chances of PlayStation 4 reaching its 100 million consoles sold by this year? Kyle, thoughts?
Well, I need to look up how many have sold.
I think it's around 94 million. Yeah. To me, without a doubt.
Tough. You think so? Even without like E3 and showing off fancy new games? Yeah,
that's fine, dude. Black Friday. Right, they'll probably drop that down to another $200. They'll have a greatest hits. They'll throw Spider-Man, God of War, The Kitchen Sink, The Dog as well. I think without a doubt it's gonna cross. It's gonna sell at least like 9 million, 8 million units. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. But I'm kind of worried. There's really nothing first party except for Days Gone and now Dreams. But like in the fall, it's barren. And this goes for all gaming. Yeah, really.
Well,
all consoles.
And I think it's just because we don't know what's coming out next, right? But we can assume that Call of Duty is going to be, thrown out there like it's a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to do fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to break 100 million units for sure. For sure. Second to last question. The Xbox drives by.
I'm glad.
Dodged the bullet.
Yeah, I'm glad you added an S there.
Yeah.
Because then it just means they're just driving by the studio.
Yeah.
But Xbox drive by, there's shooting going on. You got to duck. Sean's coming after.
Take that, Sean Capri. You'll never catch me alive. You'll take me dead. What's happening to this podcast? With this question, want to do a special crossplay event sometime? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll get in my car. I got my coffee right here. It's going to be old by the time we do it, but I'll do it. Sure.
Absolutely.
And then last but not least, we leave the most glorious for last. The glorious one himself, Mr. Moody, writes in, and he says, what are your thoughts about the new wave of loot boxes in the up-and-coming Call of Duty Black Ops 4? I didn't read it. I've ignored anything that Activision does now. Yeah. And it's still going to... Here's a prediction. It's still not going to live up to expectations. Fuck you, Bobby Kotick. Kyle?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it?
Yeah. Is that crazy? That's all we got?
I guess. Huh. You know what else we have?
What's that?
We have to plug some things, Joe.
That's true, but before we do, I have to give you a bad bit getting fit update. Kyle, last time we weighed in, I weighed in at a very impressive to some, to small elephant size, 346. Today I weighed myself. I'm a beautiful little butterfly. 343.
Yeah!
Somehow in the week of Valentine's Day, where I ate awfully, I somehow lost 3 pounds. So I can't wait to eat really good this week and gain 5 back. So that's where I'm at. Thank you, Marcus O'Neill, for all your tips. I've been using them like crazy. Not today, though. I don't know, for whatever reason. I had like 3 cups of coffee. Now I'm finally starting to feel it. You'd be surprised. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And then for Twitter, let's see. Who are we going to talk very nice about?
Can
this
I
is the
make
trophy
a suggestion?
room. Yes.
Can we show some love to Beat Games and Subpack?
Absolutely. Go out there. Go, what is it? It's at Beat Sabre. And I think...
And at Beat Games, I think.
At Beat Games. Okay.
Yeah.
Go out there, give them a shout out, tell them how much you appreciate this news, and share this news with someone who can use it as well. It's awesome when companies do really, really great things. And yeah, when we're nice to each other, let's show the love, man.
Absolutely.
Blaze it, bro. Kyle, let's do the plugs. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Let's go to sleep, Joe.
Yeah, I need it.
You can follow me at WhoDatNinja73 on Twitter and on PSN. You can find my show all about the kind of funny community called Best Friends Talk Funny, which you can find on Twitter at BFS Talk Funny, podcast services, wherever. Last episode was with the one and only Snowbike Mike. Go give it a listen. I'm really proud of this one. And yeah, that's it.
Some would say it's your best one yet. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode. Snowbike, we need to get him in the podcast ASAP.
Yeah, he is such a super supportive and inspiring dude. Yeah. It's easy to just listen to him.
He's a real cool guy. I'm glistening at this point in the podcast for all the audio listeners out there. Guys, gang, you can find me at BadBit Games over on YouTube. You can follow me at Mr. BadBit on Twitter. But just call me BadBit, mister. It's my dad name. My dad name. You can follow us at PS Trophy Room on Twitter as well. You can come join us on Casa de Badbit on our Discord. There's a link on my Twitter for that. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, everyone keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.